What's going on, spider fans and lovers of all things creepy crawly? Welcome to my channel, Torpedoes and Tarantulas. I hope that there's been a great start to your new year. Me personally, it's been a decent start. It didn't start terrible, so I've got that going for me. Here's to a better 2019 for all of us, especially all of us in this little community of hobbyists, if you will. Hopefully we have a better year this year. We get to make more friends, get to know each other a little better, and share information and trade secrets. All that being said, I got a request basically from a subscriber of mine. I commented on one of his videos. He commented back that we needed to see an update video, meaning I need to do an update video. So I commented back, well, that'll be a boring video. Because as most of you know, and you're part of the world too, I'm sure it is wintertime. And that is a very slow time of the year for spiders, tarantulas, invertebrates. With the holidays and everything, and with the fatal fangs that a lot of us were involved in, that took our attention away from keeping you guys kind of tuned in on how our collection's doing, because we've been concentrating so hard on feeding videos and things like that. So I apologize for myself and for anyone out there that's done the same thing. So for those of you who have been watching my channel for a while, sorry for the lack of content. Those of you who are new to this channel, welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy this channel. I hope you enjoy some of the people that I'm involved with through this whole hobby. And it's great to be part of such an awesome community of awesome people who love to share their passion for the hobby of these critters, like myself. So thank you all. And with all that being said and getting the mushy stuff out of the way, we will start this update video. We're going to start with some of my slings. As you can see the label on this, this is the A. Johnny Cashy. It is the Aphonopelma Johnny Cashy. I got this tarantula back in August, so I've had it 5 months. And one thing that I want to say about this species itself is that they grow painfully slow. As I said, I've had this one 5 months. It has molted on me once in my care. I've only seen it eat, or actually, I've never really actually seen it do any takedowns, but it's only eaten that I have observed maybe 2 or 3 times. So it doesn't eat a whole lot, doesn't grow very quickly. It's usually out in the open, but lately it's been in the 2 burrows that it's got. I don't know if you can see them in the shot there. There's one right here that you can't quite see. And then you can probably see this one right up against the side of the enclosure. It's a U shape. They're connected. So now this guy is usually out, but I actually had to stir it up out of its burrow so you could see it. It's been spending more time in its burrow. And then when it's out of its burrow, it wants to go back in there, so I'm thinking it's getting ready for a pre-molt. Fingers crossed, because again, these guys are very slow growing. That's about all of the update that I have on this one, except I just kind of wanted to show the layout of its enclosure. When I got this thing, I didn't have any more hides, so I just took a leaf and put it in there, and it hid under it for a while, and then it'll build a burrow, and then it just kind of hangs out in the open, and then it'll hang under the leaf. Just been very weird about where it wants to live, and you can see it starting to slowly make its way to those burrows. I finally have a piece of tree bark here from one of my trees outside that I've treated the heck out of, and I'm just going to place that over the burrows that this spider has. First, we're going to go ahead and encourage it to go back into its burrow, but it wants to turn. There we go. That's where it needs to be anyway, because I do believe that it's in a pre-molt. It's right over both of its burrows, so I'll just go ahead and well, actually, I've got to get it away from the edge of the enclosure to put no, I don't. Just go ahead and place this hide down over it, and maybe it'll give it some more security. I can't wait to see what this guy looks like as an adult, but that's basically all I've got for that one. That one's getting a little long, so let's get on to the next one. So this next tarantula, I can promise you we will not be seeing. If you can see the label and you keep these guys, you probably know what I'm talking about. This is another one that's a sling. This one's about 1 inch or so now. It was the freebie that I got in a package that I got with that last tarantula that I featured that I got from Pulp Friction back in August. This was my freebie, and I haven't seen much of it since. This has been your proverbial pet rock. I see it every once in a while, so I know it's alive, but I rarely ever catch it out. It's molted, I don't know how many times because it hides so much, but at least twice since I've had it in my care in 5 months. So they're a quicker growing species. I I haven't really caught many takedowns from this one either. I put food in and then it eventually goes in the hole and never comes back out. So that's about all I've got on this tarantula here. This one here was a freebie. Wasn't really interested in getting into these. And depending on how things go as it gets bigger, I may be still wanting to do what I did initially when I got it for free and sell it or do a breeding loan or something. I don't know. Probably just sell it. But we'll see when the time comes. There you go. Balfoura. Isn't it a fascinating spider? On to the next one. All right, guys. So here's another one that we are not going to see, but is another one of my favorite tarantulas. I know I haven't started saying in this video what my favorite tarantulas are, but this is one of them. And it's generally out, but it's one of those as soon as you move its enclosure, or even if you get the enclosure moved, you start to take the lid off, it wants to go down into its hide, so unfortunately we're not going to see it. But this is one of those that is a favorite and is very popular in the hobby. This is my grandma's Olap, the Brazilian black. And this was another package that I got from Pulp Friction, and I got a freebie with that one, which I'll be showing here in just a minute. This guy here, they're another slow-growing species. It's molted once in my care. It's probably 1 3/4 inches, maybe 2 inches. So not really big, but pretty decent size for the sling that I got from them. This is another beautiful species that I really wish we could see. But as it grows, we'll get to be doing more videos, and you'll see more and more of these different spiders that we're not seeing tonight. So I apologize for that, but you guys know how it is in the hobby, especially with young spiders. They hide a lot, and then when they grow up, they start to come out more. So that has been my update on the Grandma's Olap. Beautiful spider, ain't it? Just kidding. So let's move on to the next one, which we probably won't see either. Alright guys, so we had another spider run and hide on us. This is another one, like I said, we probably will not see. It's still kind of back in the back of its burrow, which you can see its burrow right back there. There's a couple of legs back there you can't see very well. This is another favorite species of mine, and I just really love this spider. I have another one that is a sub-adult, and you will see her pretty soon. Again, this is another sling, so you're not going to see it much. They're very skittish, and they hide a lot. Of course, I would be too if I was that small, because they worry about predators, you know, naturally. But for those of you who may be wondering what spider this is my Harpactera pulchripes. This is my golden blue leg baboon. This is my sling that I mentioned I got for, it was a freebie on another package that I got from Pulp Friction last year. And it's a beautiful spider. Like I said, it was out until I moved its enclosure and it hid, but you can kind of see some legs back there. I may be doing a feeding video here in a couple of days, and hopefully you'll get to see it. This is another one that you will be seeing a lot more of. And guys, fingers crossed, if this is a male, maybe a breeding project next year, 2020, for torpedoes and tarantulas. Well, I sure hope so, because this is a very popular and beautiful species of tarantula. So there we go, our third tarantula that we didn't get to see, as we call them in the South, no-see-ums. My Harpactera pulchripes, the golden blue-leg baboon. Let's go find one we can look at. Once again, another tarantula has gone and hidden on me. But if you look really, really closely, you may be able to see some setae, or the hairs, on the legs and abdomen of the tarantula. Right inside, right in that area right there. This is another tarantula that, first of all, it's very tiny. This is a sling. I don't see a whole lot. And when it's out, again, you move the enclosure, it goes right back into its burrow, which it has an entrance over here. And then this entrance right here where you can barely see the spider. And actually, a lot of these guys need to be fed. And I'm probably going to do a separate feeding video, but I thought maybe we could get a view of this tarantula. So maybe this will work. I've got actually a pinhead lateralis that I took out of my Johnny Cashy enclosure after it lived in there with it for like 3 weeks. I'm going to use that. Oh, wait. Here we go. There it is right there. I didn't even have to put food out for it. So as we start to look at it emerging, I just wanted to mention this is a dwarf species. This is the only dwarf that I have right now. I have a couple of others that I would like to have later. But this is a very beautiful tarantula. It's very similar to my first tarantula, which you will see later on. This is the Dolichothelli diamantinensis, or the Brazilian blue dwarf beauty tarantula. This one's about a 1/2 inch leg span. Again, another one I got from Pulp Friction. I just can't wait to see this thing grow up. It's actually grown pretty quickly. It was under a half-inch sling, maybe closer to a quarter than a half, and it's already a good half-inch. So it's been growing pretty quickly. Now let's see if we can get it to come out for us. It looks like it's ready to eat. Oh, that was quick. Alright guys, so that has been my Dolichothelys diamantinensis, the Brazilian Blue Dwarf Beauty. Another one you will be seeing videos of as it grows, because I just can't wait to see the colors really start to bloom on this tarantula. I fell in love with this one early on in the hobby. I never pulled the trigger, and I finally did here lately, so I haven't been regretting it yet, except that I haven't seen it much. But from what I have seen of this species, it's basically a sling behavior. There it goes, making its protective web, doing its happy dance, if you will. Sorry, I can't get that any clearer. They spend more time out in the open as adults, but like most other tarantula slings, they want to stay in hiding as much as possible to avoid happening to them what just happened to that pinhead roach. So there we go. That has been my Brazilian Blue Dwarf Beauty. Let's go find another one. So before we get started with this next species of tarantula, just a little warning, this is going to be a two-part video. So just to let you know, there's going to be another part, so there's more great stuff to watch. Now back to my next sling. This was another freebie from Pulp Friction, in the package that I got that last tarantula out of. This is an Australian species. This is an old world. This is actually one of 4 old worlds that I have. And I didn't know a whole lot about this species before I got it. I mean, I knew a little bit, but not much. This is an Australian species. This is the Selenocosmia crassipes, or Queensland barking spider, Australian barking spider. It has so many different names. But the common name, or the scientific name, is the Selenocosmia crassipes. This is from what I understand, a fossorial, and it was hiding, but it decided to come out and see us. This one may be waiting for food too. I'm quite certain if I threw a roach or something in there right now, it would get on it. But I didn't start this video with the intention of doing feedings as well. So, there you go. There's a teaser for another video. I'm going to do a feeding video in the next day or two. One I've been trying to do for a while now. Back to this tarantula. This one here is 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. This is another one that's growing pretty quickly. It's molted once in my care. And I've had it for probably 2 or 3 months now. So I've had it for a little while, and it's molted in my care once. This one is actually a pretty good feeder, and I made a feeding clip that I was going to use if I got past the first round of Fatal Fangs, which I didn't. So I think I still have it on this memory card. I may just do little videos, and most of them are only going to be a few seconds long because I don't have the knowledge and the technology and everything to kind of tie a bunch of shorter videos together in one. So if you'd like to see little short, like Fatal Fangs, feeding fails or whatever, or feeding clips that I was going to use, let me know down in the comments. I've got a couple other ideas for videos I'm going to kick around here as we do the rest of this video. Talked long enough on this one. This has been my Selenocosmia crassipes, the Queensland barking spider, and I can't wait to see what happens with this guy as an adult. I'm probably going to keep it. So we'll see. Let's move on to the next one. Alright guys, so this is the best view that we're going to get of this tarantula right here. This is the only arboreal, my first and only arboreal. Another tarantula that I immediately fell in love with right away. This is the Poecilotheria metallica, the Guty Sapphire. This one here is molted in my care once, and it's at about 1.5 inches now. It's skittish most of the time, but as you can see, it's starting to do its work and make its web curtain, its dirt curtain or whatever. So I'm really enjoying this spider. Can't wait to see those adult colors. That has been the end of this video. Get ready for part 2, guys.